Hey everybody, this is Cromar with TGN. I'm here today to bring you some more Rift Beta 6 coverage. This is the Cleric. Specifically, we're taking a look at the Inquisitor class, and we're taking a look at how to grind with this class, how the talents work, and all that. Inquisitor is a DPS offensive caster spec, one of two. I'm going Inquisitor, Kabbalist, and Purifier is my combination. So let's see what a typical pull looks like. Let me just go for a solo pull. I'm not going to use any of my cooldowns. I've got a couple short-term cooldowns, but I'm just going to use the basics. I pull with a long-term cast. I have some instant casts. Okay, this guy's ranged, so he's not going to run at me. And once I put up my instant cast, I start spamming. This mob is level 21, I'm level 20, and I just had a proc, so I'm going to use a proc, basically explode, blow him up. So yeah, that was pretty efficient. Whenever your thing procs, and I'll show you the talent in a minute, it's pretty incredible. But here, there's another one. So we do our pull, our instant casts, and start spamming. It's a little more typical right there. Actually got the proc again, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to save it for the next one. I'm putting this buff I'm putting up is like a personal shield. Oops, I didn't mean to open with that. Should be alright. One thing the spec is very bad at, though, is surviving. This channel ability here is on one of my cooldowns. I'm also buzzing out some AoE. Another AoE spell. And a potion. Should have this covered. Yeah, that's the. I mean, when you have a perfect pull, oh my God, are you kidding me? I just got ganked. Good old PvP servers. What a nice guy. So I made it back to my body. Let's see, this is the first time I've ever had to deal with this, so I don't know if I can see him. I can see mobs, so that probably means if he was here I'd be able to see him. Let's see stealth. So we're about to find out if I'm getting corpse camped. My self buffs here. Did some copper. Nope, looks like it's okay. I guess there's just somebody passing through. Okay, well. That was interesting, but you saw that the biggest weakness of the class is when you get multiple mobs on you. With my build, I have no way to heal myself except for some passive abilities, and defensively, you're just totally boned. There's no way to get a pet to tank for you either, so it makes it a little difficult. If I get like 3 mobs on me, I mean, I usually just take my hands off the keyboard and go get something to drink or something because I'm pretty much guaranteed to die. Let's try to take on these 2, but with me pulling it properly. I'll use my AoEs. Yeah, that went a lot better. I got a proc on him too. There we go. Hey, and I got a quest. Alright. So anyway, enough of that. We'll go back to killing later. Let me just find a spot to hide under like this tree here or something. And this isn't going to do me any good. I'm going to get killed. Anyway, let's talk about these trees. Classes. Inquisitor is a pretty much a straight up DPS caster class with a couple dots, couple cast abilities, couple channeled abilities, basically a little bit of everything. Self heals kind of passively. It's it's kind of like a Shadow Priest or Affliction Warlock for the Cleric, and it's a very good class. As far as, just bombing people with damage. As you saw, I can kill people very quickly, especially when I use my cooldowns and everything. Kabbalist, as a main spec, is also a straight-up DPS caster. Has a lot of AoE. Even the very first spell you get's AoE. And I haven't really played with putting a lot of points into Kabbalist, although I will probably for my next video. So we'll see how that works out. But as a secondary spec, I can tell you I mainly use it for this cooldown here, Obliterate. And the spell relies on decay. What happens is when you cast decay, it's channeled, it does some damage, and it puts up a buff called Lurking Decay. And then when you Use Obliterate. It's a 1 minute cooldown. It detonates your Lurking Decay. It does a ton of damage to all the enemies around the target, and it's really powerful. It's also really good against single targets. Matter of fact, let me show you. I'm gonna Obliterate here. All right, level 21. I'm not even gonna buff up. So I'm gonna do my opening. Oh, I got 2 now. And then Obliterate. And then you see how the thing just exploded pretty much. That's how fast it always goes with whenever I use Obliterate in my rotation. You know, which is every time it comes up pretty much. When you're grinding, you don't have it available for every single pull because it is a 1 minute cooldown. And understandably so. It would be a little OP if I could use it every time because it's pretty sick. Anyway. Yeah, so let's Obliterate. And that's why I have the points in Cabalist. That's why I think I recommend the points in Cabalist, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Purifier is a healing spec. It's like a healing and DPS kind of hybrid, more focused on healing. And it's got a lot of shielding, like the Shield of the Ancestors is the self-buff I cast before every pull. And obviously it just gives me an Absorb Shield, which just, you know, saves my ass like constantly. Wish it wasn't a 30-second cooldown, but, you know, it's got to be some weakness to it, right? If you put more points into it, you get straight up heals. Like for only 4 points, you get a real honest-to-goodness heal. And I've seriously considered getting this. But that would make me lose Obliterate and Decay. And then I wouldn't have any use for this Cabalist tree. So I thought about maybe finding another tree that would, like maybe Warden might be a good option. I was thinking about maybe getting Warden because you get this hot for free and then putting the points in Purifier. And yeah, it would cost me some damage, but it would up my survivability a lot. And it's not like I do bad without Obliterate, but something to consider. The other Purifier ability is just a simple nuke. I don't use this because it's a lot weaker than the one I get for Inquisitor. Anyway, for talents, I have a talent that increases spell power. There's also one that increases your AoE. The Shadow Touch is this AoE here, but I don't ever use it, so I use the AoE in Inquisitor and Obliterate. And then Death's Grasp for some more spell damage. What's this other stuff do? I forgot. Increase the damage of your channel and damage over time. So it's 1% per point for just channel and damage over time, or 1% per point for everything. So yeah, obviously I get the one for everything. And this is just resistances. That's pointless. Alright, so now, onto the main tree. Inquisitor. The first spell you get's Bolt of... Where is it here? Bolt of Judgment. The default casting time is 2 seconds. I have it talented to get it down to 1.5. You pretty much have to have this talent to make use of the spell, otherwise it's just too inefficient. But it does, you know, moderate, fairly weak damage, but you can spam it. That's what I use after everything else is used up. Vex is an instant cast, and Sanctioned Heritage is an instant cast. Both of them are dots. And you get this very, very low level. So Inquisitor is actually a really, really strong spec at very low level because you gain a nuke and 2 dots right away for every single pull. And then shortly after, this is like 4 points or something, you get a Bolt of Depravity, which is a long-term cast. So what I do is I pull with that, then I put up my dots, and then I hit Bolt of Judgment. The other thing I cast here is Spiritual Deficiency. It's just a debuff like Curse of Elements or whatever. Reduces life and death resistance, and all your damage is life and death in Inquisitor. So this is really effective. Of course, it's also much higher level, so at very, very low levels you won't have it. But that's okay, it's just one less thing to cast. Soul Drain, this is the other AoE I use besides Obliterate. What it does, the tooltip's very misleading. Although it has like a 30-yard range or whatever, or 30-meter range, but if you cast it on someone who's far away, it doesn't do anything. You have to cast it on when they're right on top of you. It doesn't make any sense, but that's just how it works. Then you have, this is a buff for your allies, giving life and death resistance, and then we have an armor, which gives you a buff increasing your ability damage. And then there's this one talent, which I haven't really messed with, Excommunicate, which knocks them back. I suppose this would be a good survival talent. I should really work it into my rotation, but I just got this like 10 minutes ago, so I haven't played with it yet. Okay, now this is a really good one. This is where the talent started getting good. Contempt. Your Vex heals you for 9% of the damage done. It's a pretty light heal, but it's only 2 points, and it's basically all the time. And if you have your Vex on multiple mobs, then the healing starts getting really, really intense. So it's pretty good. I skipped this one. This regenerates mana, but it's on a 2-minute cooldown. It's channeled. It's just not powerful enough for my needs, and I'd rather not put that point in there. So this is Symbol of Corruption. It puts a dot on the end of your Bolt of Depravity. I want to put more points too because it's powerful, but I just don't have the points available. I need to put them into this proc. This is that proc I get every now and then that just blows everyone up. It gives me an instant cast Bolt of Depravity, which is really awesome. And then Harsh Discipline is a heal. Basically, it's channeled, does damage, and heals me. So that's another cooldown. That's a 30-second cooldown that I bust out whenever I need health. Anyway, so that's your Inquisitors. That's how I have it spec'd. Now again, I seriously considered putting points into Purifier for the heal, and taking out Kabbalist and getting Warden also for the heal. And additional Warden, actually, there's also Sentinel, which gives me an instant. Oh, not that one. It gives me an instant cast heal. It's not that powerful, but it is instant cast and has a 8-second cooldown. So that's something else to consider if you want to get a free spec. Okay, so enough yammering. Let me go through our rotation again here. Managed to not get ganked, not get run over by an invasion. That happened earlier too. All right, so first spell, I'm gonna hit my shield of the ancestors. Then I'm gonna pull with Bolt of Depravity. Then I'm gonna put my Spiritual Deficiency, and then my 2 dots. Vex and the other one, and then start spam. Why does it do that sometimes? It deselects for no reason. Then start spamming Bolt of Judgment, and if I get a proc, then the guy's gonna instantly die, but otherwise he's still dead pretty darn fast. Oh buddy, oh there's an invasion going by. Oh, I could showcase some of that AoE. That sounds like fun. So this invasion's about to run into some NPCs. So what I'm gonna do is go up here. I'm gonna hit Decay. I'm gonna hit Obliterate. There's the AoE. Ooh. Oh man, I just pulled aggro. There's a Soul Drain AoE. I'm gonna start spamming my other. Wow, I am so dead. If I get off the Soul Drain, I might live. Potion. Woo! That's a good potion. Need to buy more. That's my last one. Alright, well, I'm gonna survive this. Should get a nice reward too for soloing his rift. Well, not soloing, I mean the NPCs are here. He had some buff, I purged it. Shield up. And I'm gonna bust out my heal. This isn't that powerful of a heal if you watch it. It's still, I mean, it's handy, especially for grinding where you want to have as little downtime as possible. If you're at like under half, you can get up to a good amount of health. So yeah, I'm just gonna spam until it's over. There we go. So yeah, the AoE from Obliterate and the other spell, although that I cut it kind of close there. I didn't quite play it perfectly. I could have used my heal earlier. I don't know, but worked out for me. I only got 3 Planerite for that. Come on, I soloed the damn thing. I guess NPC tanking took away from that. There must be a foothold up here somewhere, even though I don't see it on my map, because that is like the 3rd Defiant invasion I've seen go by. All non-elite, so maybe it's like a minor foothold or something. I don't know. Well, let's do one more pull, just to blow something up. Something that's by itself. What's he doing? Just standing there. Hold the Judgment, Decay. Oh, I got my instant cast. And Obliterate at the same time. Why not? Yeah, so when you pop Obliterate, you basically make whatever you're targeting just explode, and you also get the same thing happen with your proc. Also, real quick before we go, I want to talk about very low levels as an Inquisitor and where to put your points. You know, most of these early talents aren't that effective. There's kind of a gulf here where you get Bolt of Depravity, and then you don't get really anything good until Spiritual Deficiency and maybe Soul Drain. So you don't necessarily need to pump all your points into Inquisitor. What I would do, honestly, is I would get Contempt and Obliterate first. Get those as soon as you can, so you can get those pretty early, and that way, you know, so you don't put all your points into Inquisitor like you would normally. Then when you get to around level 18, that's when you're gonna have 6 spare points available. Then at level 18, go respec, then get Obliterate and put 18 into Inquisitor. And make sure you get Harsh Discipline and Life and Death Control, Concord. So I tried without the Obliterate by putting all my points in Inquisitor, and it really hurt. So when I respec, put like half and half, so I can get Obliterate earlier. It helped me a lot with leveling. So that's just my recommendation. But of course, you don't have to do that. You could go the lower damage version and get Purifier and Warden for healing, for extra healing. So that's it for the Inquisitor, for the Cleric. Now, we have a menu here at the end to click on the videos for the other Cleric souls. So all 8 souls are here, and just click on the one you want to watch. So, thanks for watching. This is Crowmart with TGN.